All right, we should be good to go. Welcome back, everyone, to yet another Moonshire Monday. Thank you so much for being here. And today is a little bit different because I am multi-streaming. I'm going to be doing on YouTube and Twitch at the same time. You can see it in the overlay. We can see that we got YouTube and Twitch. So feel free to join in at any one of you. Excuse me, either one that you like. And we're going to just test things out and make sure everything's working. Also, should I record the stream? I am going to start the recording. So I'm going to record the stream, and we're going to make sure that doesn't like screw up the performance of anything. But I really appreciate you all being here. I'm seeing some folks already. We got Baron and Wolf, The Real Danny, Weltrill, and some folks were here earlier, like Epic Barry and Amir. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate the support. And bear with me as I get this stream set up a little bit figured out. But like I was saying in the stream title, I plan to be testing out some of the old builds and trying out and seeing some of the progress that has been made. Because over the past week, I made a lot of updates to my website, and I spent a lot of time making my games functional in browser. And that's while I was doing that, I'm like, oh, well, I might as well get a bunch of my old builds like up and running and making sure that they work. And thank you again for being here. Larui, Valentine, Rescue Squad, Iraclid, Chase, Penjat. Thank you so much for being here. I really, really love having all the folks here, all the returning people, all these familiar names. Love that. So if you go, and I actually want you guys to help me with testing this, is if you go to chalacade.com, Wolf, hi, welcome into the Twitch chat. Thank you for testing that out. But as you can see, it does combine the chat. We are running this through ChalaChat. So ChalaChat is my app that I made, and you can see that we got the YouTube stream right here, we got the Twitch stream right here, and they're both tracking both of them to the same overlay that's above my head. So this is going to be kind of like a trial run, you know. I haven't actually multi-streamed with ChalaChat before, so this is the first time that I'm testing it out. What do I think of Breezefield? Breezefield seems fine. When I was using Windfield, I got really used to Windfield, and I tried using Breezefield, but there's some small details that Breezefield doesn't offer that, you know, Windfield does. And so I kind of ended up sticking with Windfield, but they're both fine. Yo, from Twitch, man, thank you for being there. And same with Not Anon. On this site, on this chalacade.com site, I added a bunch of extra games here. And it's funny because these are games that I never released before. Or I'm going to be putting more games on here that I haven't released before. But you can play Destination 44 now, and it works in the browser. But one of the games that I added is Legend of Lua. So you can play Legend of Lua in your browser. And for anyone who doesn't know, this is where kind of things started. There's been a lot of, you know, updates and progress that I made throughout the years, but this is one of the earlier builds, and Legend of Lua is like an open source build, an open source version. Is that v0.1.1? I think it's whatever the latest open source, it definitely is whatever the latest open source version is. So whatever that version is, but I know that there are more like Legend of Lua builds, which we'll probably show off today. But I really like this version of the game. It has some cool, it has the super glitchy grapple, which we had so much fun with. Can you still like grapple out of bounds? Or there was like some trick that you could do. I don't remember exactly. But like I was playing this build earlier, and I was surprised at how similar it was to the like actual one. Allfather, hi, welcome in. I played that version before. It's been a while since this has been out. Oh look, the Y sorting's kind of weird right here. Like I can put my head underneath of the stump. But like when I hit this enemy, look at the like damage particles. That's really similar to what they are in the real game. It's so crazy. And then I think he shoots the Necrozone balls. That's cool. So anyway, this version of the game is fully open source, and it's on GitHub, and I have a link on GitHub. I'm going to show that real quick. But if you go to my Chalacade GitHub, the top repository is Legend of Lua, and I made my first update in quite a while, but I finally got the online build up and running. I like the old weapon menu better. I think it has its benefits. Like it's like more of a classic Zelda style menu. Oh, also I love the fire. Look at this fire ability. This fire ability, I think it still looks awesome. But it was controversial when I first released this, just because it's not pixel art, and that got the conversation started about how should you use non-pixel art in a pixel art game, even if it's for just you know, effects and stuff. Allfather, hi, welcome into the Twitch chat. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm happy that I'm able to test the multi-streaming thing, because I made this app so long ago, or I've been testing it for a while, and I haven't actually been able to try it out with the with actual multi-streaming. Let's make sure that the jams work. Yeah, it does. Yeah, so everything's good to go on that. I'm gonna pull up another build. I was playing around with some other builds of the game, and let me go ahead and open that up. I have this one called Love RPG, and I saw this. I'm like, what's Love RPG? I don't remember that. But then I ran it. Check it out. Remember this? Yeah, this, now we're talking. I'm actually surprised that I still have like this build here and working, but like there's so much history behind this. Where do I even start? When I was big on TikTok, I used to post videos of this build all the time, and some of my best YouTube shorts use this build as well, and I really like it. I think it's a great start, and this is what led into Moonshire. Like, this exact same code base is what's in the Steam build, like the version that's on Steam right now. So I've been having a lot of fun, like, going through all these old builds and just like trying out and seeing what it's like. The first video I saw from you for this version, yeah, like the diagonal movement video is a really big one. Let's see what other builds I got. I know I got a lot more. I love that. Let's check out some other builds. So this build here, by the way, this is the pre-factor build. This is before I started doing the rewrite. Ooh, look at that performance drop. Yeah, we're losing frames. I am recording the stream, so I'm doing a lot of like experimentation with the stream because I'm doing the multi-streaming, and I'm also recording the VOD like at full quality locally. So hopefully that doesn't cause any problems. Why did I make builds in the past? So in the past, I didn't have the Steam page. All I had was the itch.io page, which I should probably update as that as well. And I would just like compile it into an exe and then post on itch.io, but that's like a really unsafe way to distribute software. It's not really wise to like send raw exes out into the world. So now that the game's on Steam, I've been doing all my builds and releases through Steam. But really, I haven't done that for a while. I haven't done any updates to the game. It's just been all of this offline rewrites and just kind of making things work again. But let's close this version. Let's open up a different version because I still have the builds. Where would this be? Oh, here it is. Builds and then Moonshire. So like we have this Moonshire Win.2.3. So like this, I think this was after the Steam build. Yeah, this is definitely after the Steam build. Here's Legend of Lua. So this is .1. Oh no, I can't. This is a problem. This is a problem because the game opened, but it's on the wrong monitor, and it's full screen, and I can't change the full screen. There's no settings menu. How do I do that? What can I do about that? I don't know what I can do about that. What can I do? Because I think all of these are full screen. Right? I made this, so I can run this. No, it's like it's over here. I have such a cool version to show, but it's on the wrong monitor. I can't move it. How do I do this? Oh man, I really want to show this. Come on. Oh, full screen off. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, look at this. Ah, yay. This, now we're talking. Now we're talking. Okay, I was kind of worried that I wouldn't be able to get this up and running, but... So, it does work. I probably should go in order because we really jumped ahead, because now we got like a health bar up here. We have the different sword. We have more animations. We have... Oh, how do you... the lightning, I remember that. Okay. Windows key plus arrow key for snapping as well. Yeah, TK4TK. Thank you for being here. I was trying that, but I think that the problem with my game, or at least back then, is that when it's in the full screen mode, it like flat out does not respond to the window management tasks. It just like gets completely confused. Okay, I should probably back up, because that was 0.07. When did I implement the full screen fix? This is Legend prototype. It's probably not going to be fixed for this. Maybe this one? Reconsider adding the bomb? I would. I think the bomb is awesome. By the way, you see me running anyway. That's not something I ever recommend doing. I'm only doing that because I'm the one that made this game. No. Oh, okay. I'm so glad that some of these builds have the full screen thing. And also sorry that it's not like fitting into the... Oh, it is fitting. Nice. Okay, good. Oh, this is awesome. So the difference between... Check out this build here. And then I have the actual like website build, which I'll show that again. Legend of Lua. So this is the website build. These are... Whoops. These are a little bit different. So this is the... modern one, or the more recent one. Sorry, I keep flipping back and forth. This is this one. So they're a little bit different. But, like, I just noticed that the arrow is different. So when I shoot these arrows, it flies forever. And then when I go to the more recent one, they, like, hit the ground, and you have to charge it up. You have to pull the arrow back. That's really cool. Yeah, this version was fun. Sorry. I'm sorry for stuttering so much. Cool old version. Reconsider adding bow. Yeah, I think I do want to put the bow back in. I want to do, like, where the bow is just like a regular type of weapon. Whoa! Look at that! That looks awesome. You can swim. Okay. This version's pretty fleshed out. Ow. But this version is after the game went closed source, so this stuff isn't... the crabbing is still there. Oh, really? That's awesome. Is it in this version? I remember it was something like when you... I can't remember how to do it. I can't remember. Slender the 8 pages a lot today. I remember that game. I played that a lot when it came out, that's for sure. Can we play this version? No, the only version that I have posted is the one that's online, so... This Legend of Lua version's the only one that's posted. Since you need the charges of the bow. Oh, I see. Yeah, that makes sense. I forgot about that. Yeah, I think it was... I was playing with it earlier, where it's like, when you start doing this, you're suddenly like really slippy slidey, and so you move kind of fast. Whee! Now this is travel. Whee! What? I can't... Oh, this is the web version. I forgot. This game is so cool. Thank you. Yeah, I really like this game. Oh, this isn't the cool bombs. This is just bombs that you set on the ground. Kemi, hi. Welcome in. Yeah, so for anyone just joining, this is an older version of the game, and you can play it in your browser at the URL at the top. But like when I found this, or well, I didn't find this. The whole point is that I wanted this build, because this is just the GitHub version of Legend of Lua. I wanted this to be playable in a browser, so that like I could just point people over and say, oh, you can go over to the GitHub page for Legend of Lua and play the link that's there. For people who can't draw pixel art, what you prefer to do for not losing passion? The trick is just to do it every day. The best way that I recommend people get better at doing pixel art is to, like, no matter what your creative passion is just do a little bit every single day. Here's my actionable advice for someone that wants to, like, get better at pixel art specifically, is every single day, you're going to, at some point in the day, you're going to spend 20 or 30 minutes. You're going to open up a little canvas, and you're going to draw a sprite. Didn't know that you can make Love2D into a web app. It's not the simplest thing, but there's a library for it, and it took me a while to, you know, switch things around. My advice is every single day, you're going to jump in here, and you're going to start drawing. You're going to start drawing pixel art, and it's not going to be very good because you're brand new to pixel art. It's hard to figure out, like, how to draw things well when you're brand new. Why was that? I don't know why that message was held for review. I'm not sure. It's really inconsistent. Let me know if anyone can guess what I'm drawing. But my point was, every single day you're gonna draw something. And if you draw something every single day, then by the end of your little journey, you're gonna be pretty good. This is a perfect banana shape. I think I nailed it. Using AI as a director to improve. I think that in general, the way that you improve is just by challenging yourself. And that's why I say, like, if you do one sprite every single day, then in 1 year, you're going to be really good. So my actionable advice for literally anyone who wants to get better at art or music or whatever it is, you're going to do a 20-minute exercise every single day, and I want you to post it online. So, like, I'm drawing this banana, and when you're done with the banana, you're going to crop it, okay? And then we're gonna save it. And sure, I'll put it in here just for now. And I'm gonna call this here. I'll make a new folder. I'll call this progress. And then I'm going to save this as a PNG. And I'm gonna call this day 1 banana. Okay? So then, after 1 year, you are going to have 365 sprites in that folder. And that's a lot of sprites. And I guarantee you that the 365th sprite is going to look substantially better than your first sprite. Your first sprite is not going to look very good. It's going to be very rough. I think I got the shape of the banana really well, but I need to work on the shading. The shading's no good. Uh-oh, we got, okay, the band works. Good. Really like Love, but I really struggled to build to web. Yeah, building to web is hard. So let me pull that up as well, because that took a little bit of experimentation. So there is a GitHub repo, 2D Engine is the name of the user, and then it's called love.js. Okay, here we go. So, oh my gosh, sorry. This is the repo for building web, or doing web builds with Love2D. And there's a few different versions of love.js, by the way, where some of them are kind of like outdated. This is the one that I recommend because 2D Engine, the user, is actively working on it. Like last month, 3 weeks ago. Yeah, so they're actively making updates to it last week. So this is a really good version to be working off of. And how this works is you clone this repo and you run some scripts, you run some like local commands with this repo, and it packages your Love game into like a web format, and it produces these web files. I think I can show that actually. If I go over to projects and then homepage, games. So this is what all my games look like. So like Legend of Lua is an HTML file. It creates this folder here of web assets, and it like has the love.js file packaged here. You have Lua packaged here. Or I guess these are just like extra Lua files, excuse me. But I think you get what I'm saying is that, and then when you just have these files in a like server directory, then it'll get picked up. Take notes of the website nades that bots send, then after stream block those words. Oh, that's a really good idea. That's a really good idea. I should totally do that. Because literally every single stream on Twitch, I get some kind of spam notification like that. But on YouTube, I don't think we ever get those. Watching this while making your game jam submission. Awesome, that's so cool to hear. But anyway, I use love.js to get all of my games on my website. And it worked. It works really well, so I recommend it. Prefer to make an animated series instead of a video game since it's pretty easier. I mean, they're both hard. They're both hard, but you're right. The hard part about games is that it is a combination of many different disciplines. Like, if you want to make a game, you have to be good at art and sound effects and coding. Really, like, I know that we lump music and sound effects in there as well, but if I'm being honest, I spend 99.9% of my time working on code or art. Those are definitely the big ones. But I do spend a lot of time working on, or like, writing and doing level design, planning things out. Those things are big. But in terms of development tasks, it is very time consuming to get things coded and very time consuming to get things drawn. Because even though we're talking about like drawing a pixel art sprite, like I drew this pixel art banana in like a few minutes, but this isn't game ready. I wouldn't put this into the game. What I would actually do is I would put, here, we'll go ahead and do it. Let's say that I wanted to put the banana into the game. And let's just pretend like that's my goal right now. What I would actually do is I would have a big canvas like this where I would start like experimenting with different sizes and proportions, because I kind of just like raw dogged the shape and the size, and it worked out. It worked out really nicely, but normally you have to put a little bit more work into that. My real bottleneck is art, music, sound effects. Yeah, I get that. I get that too. And the big challenge is that nobody is great at all of those things. Normally there's one of those things that you prefer that like is your favorite, and then doing anything else kind of feels bad, or it takes a lot longer because you're not as good. Like for a long time, art was the hardest part for me because I just didn't know how to do art. And now, like doing that daily pixel art thing that I was talking about, it genuinely helps. I feel a lot more confident now. So this is the stage of this is the stage of art where you're trying to get it into the game. Because I drew this banana and it looks great, but it's what context in the game can I use a giant banana that's bigger than the player? It's enormous. This isn't actually, it's not actually usable. You could argue like, oh, I could turn it into a weapon where the player carries the banana like a weapon. Even if it was a weapon, it would be too big. So this is what I mean with working with artists. I commission a lot of artists, and I ask for their help to make new sprites and stuff, and they draw amazing sprites. But when you take someone else's sprites and you put it into your game, it's going to be off. Like the proportions are going to be off, the shading style is going to be off, the colors are going to be off. There's so much work that goes into making a series of sprites mesh a certain art style. And even though I was able to draw this banana really quickly, now is the hard part where you have to adapt it. You have to iterate on it. You have to make sure that it's going to actually fit into the game, because like if I put that giant banana into this game here, what would it even be? It would be too big. So we can think ahead and say, okay, well maybe I can turn this into like a pickup collectible, kind of like Donkey Kong 64, where there's just bananas everywhere and you pick up bananas. Well, I guess that's every Donkey Kong Country game as well. So you have to pick up bananas. I think that we would need to make a banana that's just like way smaller. That's more just like maybe like this size banana or something like that. Actually, I have another comparison, because in the game I have lots of pick-upable items, or especially the resources. Where are those at? Oh, here it is, gold. Like, gold is a perfect one. So, like, this gold piece is something that you can pick up in the game. And obviously the sizes are way, way off. That banana can work for the UI. Yeah, that's true. Is that the banana could be a non-game entity. It could be some sort of UI or some sort of abstract idea. Something that can be used for that. I'm with you. Thoughts on the horror genre. I love watching people play horror games, but I am so much of a wimp. I really can't do it. Love this music. I love this music too. We're jamming. Oh, that's probably going to be a little bit late. The song's ending. And speaking of Donkey Kong and speaking of bananas. Okay, let's go ahead and draw another banana. One that is more appropriately sized. So let's try doing like... You gotta get the curve just right. And also, like, should it be how to choose the sprite size for the different game objects? It really is all about eyeballing it, because, like, if you look at the sprite sheet for my player, the frame size is kind of arbitrary. It's 24 by 24, but, like, look how the player's actual sprite is, it varies. Like, this one is 13 by 16, but then this one is 14 by 15. This one's gonna be different too. So my advice is always to choose a frame size that's big enough to encompass all your sprites, and then just make sure that the proportions are nice. This is, whoa! It's too big. I think that I'm gonna try that again. No. I guess it could be more straight. Sort of like this. It's more like jalapeno shaped. What have I missed? Just banana. Just banana related content. That's not right. Sorry, I'm like clicking around. I keep misclicking. I'd say one of my worst not one of my worst traits, but I have a bad habit of misclicking on things. Premium banana. Hopefully, this is the problem when you reduce the number of pixels in the image. It now becomes like a game of restraint, because you have so few pixels to work with. You kind of have to just do your best, and that's. And like, for example, this shape where it's like a smile shape, where it's a U, a boat. Maybe that's not the right direction because I don't have enough pixels to get that curve. I think that in general, when you have curved shapes, the fewer pixels you have to work with, the less curvy it'll look. Because like here in this inner curve over here, I was able to get that nice curved shape because they have a lot of pixels to work with, but over here, it's a little bit harder to get that like verticality of like the bump going down. Okay, let's make it smaller then. And like this is my life of just moving pixels around until it looks good. This really is the pixel art way, at least for me. Make it equal on the curve the way it looks like a banana. I think that I just need to keep experimenting with this until I find the one. I think that it needs to be less curved. I think that that's the big thing, is it needs to be less curved because I just don't have enough pixels. Let's try... That's pretty good. This is the first one where I'm like, okay, this has potential. Can you scale down the larger picture? Oh, awesome point, or awesome thing to call out. So if we took this banana, well, actually, I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna put this up, and we're gonna take the big banana, and we're gonna scale it down like like they suggested. Do I plan to migrate to Love 12? Yes, I do. As soon as Love 12 comes out, I plan to change the code base over to using it. But they've been talking about releasing that game for quite a while. So what happens when I take this and scale it down? This is actually not bad. Like this. One thing when you scale down pixel art, it obviously gets like warped and not quite right, but you can kind of fix it. Dude, this song is giving me, like, this is like perfect banana music. Like, this looks pretty good. It's still big, though. It's still big. Like, that's a big banana. If this was, like, in the game, though, it wouldn't be that absurd. It's just a big banana. Sure, I'll save this. We'll save this to Sprites, edit, and we'll put it next to the palm tree. And this is banana. So what I'm doing right now, this is what I want you to do every single day, where you just spend 20 or 30 minutes drawing pixel art, and it's not gonna look as good as mine. Like, I've been doing this for a long time. A boomerang skin, that could totally work. Yeah, I'm digging this song. Let's see if I can make it smaller yet. Because, like, let's say that I wanted to make Donkey Kong Country bananas where they're just, like, littered all around the game, and you go and collect them. This would obviously be too big. I would want it to be more comparable to this one, to, like, the gold piece. But this is really small. I don't think that's going to be possible. We're getting some good songs. This shape here is okay. I like the suggestion of scaling this one down, though. Let's keep going with this. New beach biome. I could totally do that. I plan to do that at some point. I think that right now I'm not really focused on biomes and content. I'm really focused on just getting the engine right. See, I think that I'm reaching the critical point where it can't really get any smaller because it's too curved. I think that what I'm going to do now is just work on making it smaller manually. Okay, now we're getting there. Now we're getting somewhere. Uh-oh. The minimalistic banana sprite. Indeed. Man, I get so focused when I'm in banana mode. Let's make this a stop point, because this is a decent shape, but it's obviously not quite right. It's too fat. It's too, like, the edges aren't quite right. I think that... actually I have my own AABB physics system for my Love to D game. Nice, that's cool. And honestly, I do too. Because that's what I do in my game, is I have this physics.lua that is kind of custom written. It's like my own implementation of Winfield, basically. So I'm with you. That's actually what the Love 2D developers want you to do, I think. Because there was a while ago where they asked me to, like, update my physics video or change it or make a note somewhere that says it's deprecated. But the truth is, it still works, and I kind of just kept adapting it to match what I needed. Sorry, I'm like jumping back and forth in my mind about different things. This banana is kind of looking a little bit more whack. It's okay. I think that this needs to be pointier down here. I'm really flexing my banana knowledge. Oh, that looks good. Because I think that when you get this little tip, this little point at the end, it kind of makes it look like a banana. It gives it that curved shape. Should we be using the same color palette for gold like other yellow object? My advice for colors is I do think that starting with a color palette as just like a starting point is really helpful. So like over here, you see my color palette up here on the left, and I use like I just clicked on the yellow one, and that was my starting yellow color. But then like the shading, I just eyeballed it. I took the yellow and then I went down here and I just like offset it, and that's how I got the darker shade of yellow. I think it's good to use a palette to like get a foundation in place, or to find some like guiding advice or guiding principles, because I think in general a lot of people like to go into art or skills in general with knowledge of exactly how to do it. But the truth is you won't. You can research all you want how to do this stuff, but the way that you figure it out is just by doing it and learning the hard way. So my advice is just to experiment. Is if you use a palette and it looks good, keep using it. But if you don't use a palette and it still looks good, you don't need a palette. Like a lot of my colors are just made up. Like this player over here, I think I started with the red. No, even the red isn't one of the colors. These are all unique. So like the player's colors are entirely based off of nothing. Thanks for the advice. Sure, yeah. Most of my advice comes down to like experiment with it for a bit and just know that it takes a while to figure things out. Okay, I think that we might be at critical mass. I keep saying that. Can I make it smaller yet? I think this is actually kind of a good experiment to show what the process is like to turn a detailed, bigger object into something that's like smaller and less detailed, but still you can, like, these all look like bananas. You can tell that this is a banana here, even though it's half the pixels. So what more could I do? If I try to scale this down, it might work out. Or maybe it won't. Let's make it very small, like this. Because, like, if I turned a banana into a collectible resource like the gold, I would want it to be similar size to this. So let's say da, 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 da. Can we see the gold in action? Looks like a chicken nugget in the environment. The gold in action. Oh, okay. Yeah. Like in the game itself. Where do I have that? Where can I show that? I can show that in Prefactor. So there's like item. How do I have this set up? No, that's not what we're looking for. I need to find a chest that has gold in it. Where is there a chest that has gold in it? Is there one like at the beginning? Oh, I can't warp. Oh my gosh, this is so bad. Gold. I think there's like a spawn resource. No, there's not that either. See, this is the problem, is I have this old build here, and I'm trying to remember how to, like, actually spawn things. So, how do you even do that? Items, resources spawn. I think I can just call this. And then we'll say, yeah, when I press Q, it's gonna spawn gold. And let's see if that does it. I think it should. It should spawn it. But I think I need to make a jump if it's going to... Oh, there they are. It's broken though. Like that's just not working. Why is it broken? I think that you need to pass in another arg for... It's like bounce. Bounce Y? Bounce height. Okay, here we go. I need to pass bounce height. Oh. Equals 12. Let's see if that changes anything. Didn't change anything. Come on. Why is it doing that? How about a chest? How about a chest? I'm sorry that I'm like going back and forth trying to do this. What the problem is someone in chat asked to see what the gold looks like when it's actually in game, and I'm trying to show that by just spawning a piece of gold in through code. But whenever I do that, it's like glitching out. So I need to find a way to spawn it in more naturally. Small fruit will have a strange ratio. You're right, it will. I don't know if you remember, but in older versions of Moonshire, there was a woman that gives you a cup of tea, reminding you about the... Yeah, I remember that. Will you reconsider adding that? I think that is a cool concept, but in that version of the game, it was like... I had so much ambition for what I wanted the game to be like. I had this like idea where it would scale multiple planets, and Moonshire wouldn't be the only location. I do think that having like a flashback teaching moment is cool, though. I think that I could do something like that. But it looks already better. It does a little bit. I think that what I need to do is make it so that I can spawn a chest. So I can spawn a chest. Spawn chest. I think the default chest has, yeah, gold 3. I like to have gold 30. So you're gonna get 30 gold from this chest I'm gonna spawn. Spawn chest, and it's gonna be this. There we go. No! Okay. Oh, I need to pass in an ID. Oh, if I don't pass an ID, it fails. That's weird. Okay, I think I just need to pass in an empty string and that's fine. Oh, there it is. Okay. Whoa. I assigned it to W, which is like the walking key. Here, I need to change the key. I assigned it to W, but I use that key to walk. Let's change it to Y. Okay. Y. There we go. No, the chest is broken too. Oh my gosh. This is so brutal. This is so brutal. The chest is broken too because I disabled the ability to like interact with it. Oh, that's such a bummer. Because this is old code. What did I change? It was like talkable. Oh, so sad. I think I just made talkable. I think I got rid of these. Can I talk to the chest? Oh yeah, all the talkables are broken. I must have turned it off. But like... Oh, here, look. Yeah, look at this. Yeah, disable talkables for now. Okay, now we should be back to normal. I don't know what to do. Well, this one's working. But the chest isn't working. What? Yeah, so like this one's working. Why can't I interact with the chest? The chest is just broken. Does it need an ID? I don't think it needs one. Here, I'll try giving it a proper name. Maybe that's the problem? No. Is this just not being considered a talkable object? The way that this works is that you have this concept called talkable. I don't even see it in here. Although the chest is just a prop. Talkable. The talkable's gone. Here, I can go through all the files that I changed. I don't know, guys. I think that this version of the game is just too old for me to be working with. I think that I'm just gonna go back to working on the artwork. So like I was saying, that version that I was showing there is an old version of the game, and it's like I just haven't worked with it for so long. I don't know. I don't really want to spend time adding code to it or fixing things up when I'm not using that version. So let's just move on. We'll call that a little experiment gone awry. I hope you're doing well. Thank you. Thank you, Wilson Barbosa. I love that name. I'm trying to figure out, like, we're once again reaching the point where it's so hard to get the shape right because there's just not enough pixels. I'm trying to see if, like, bumping these parts up will make it look better, or if it's just going to make it look too fat. Yeah, that doesn't really help. This is... like, this banana here is not bad. This is pretty good. We're getting really minimalistic now. I know, yeah. Yeah, this is 9 by 7. How much smaller can we go? Have replies working with Tally Chat? Yes, they do. Let's see. Being a lighting boss with banana totally could happen. We're getting very small now. Oh. It just suddenly looked like a banana again. That looks like, kind of like a banana. How can I make it more round, though? I mean, this looks like a banana, and all of these look like bananas. It's just now we're getting very, very small. Oh! I think this might be it. I think this might be the smallest pixel art banana possible. I think we've reached, like, true tiny banana. Because now it like this, if I made it any smaller, I don't think it would look like a banana anymore. Why does it need to be so small? It doesn't, but I'm demonstrating just how you can adapt a size. Because like I was saying, if I wanted this banana to be in the game, like, this banana is the most detailed and I like the shape the most, but it's way too big next to the player. So in some cases, you do need to make it really small. And like I was saying, if I wanted it to be a pick-upable resource like the gold is, I might want it to be this small. Let me make it smaller. Oh yeah, I guess the smallest version is that. And you know, I gotta put the outlines around it. Oh here, well, let's give it a legitimate attempt. Let's actually try to make it smaller. This is not happening. See, I think that the problem is that the stem can't get any smaller. The stem is the problem. It is. I want to make like a half pixel stem, but now the stem is too big. This is like a plantain where it's a tiny banana. Brown, yellow equals black, small banana. Brown, yellow, and black equals small banana. I mean, you're right. Like the true ultimate color is this. Otherwise, it just becomes like a white dot, or a yellow dot, excuse me. And then we have the true minimalist. Wow, what a lovely demonstration. The evolution of banana. We started all the way here, and we come so far. Let's organize these. I'm still learning Python. Nice. I use Python a lot. I use Python to help with my web builds of my games. I wrote Python scripts to help with the build process. I'm glad we're getting Donkey Kong music for all this banana content. Does Moonshire have Reddit forum part? It has Discord. I don't have Reddit at the moment. I would consider doing that though, because one of the negatives of Discord is that you have to have an account and actually sign up to the server to see any of the content. But with Reddit, like, you don't have to sign in. You just be able to go to a web page and see what people are posting about. I think that might be a nice thing to do. Okay. What do you recommend when making music for video games? I recommend LMMS. LMMS. It is a free music DAW, digital audio workstation, and it can do the vast majority of stuff that the other ones can do. Like, you can make legitimate good music with it. I think there are better ones. Like, I think Reaper's a little bit better, and I use FL Studio. I like FL Studio the most, but they all are great. They all are just fine. So let's get all of these bananas into its own image. And then I'm going to, actually I'm going to give it one extra. There we go. And I'm going to save this. I'm going to call this Bananalution. So there's our evolution of bananas. This should be a paint Easter egg like Minecraft. I see what you mean. Would SX and SY distort the banana pixels, or is it pixel perfect approach you're doing? Scaling. I have no interpolation, so all of the pixels are very crisp and clean. So this is the old code basic, and I'm going to try it again. We're going to go to here, and I've shown this before, how if I go to what is the term for it? filter. Sorry, it took me. I couldn't remember the word filter. So this set default filter here. This is what determines how the graphics scale, because like what you were saying is that here in this pixel art program, what like all of these pixel arts are really crisp and clean, but sometimes when you stretch pixel art, it becomes blurry. And that's what this line here is handling. So if I get rid of this line, it's gonna make the whole game blurry. Check it out. Like, this is what the game looks like when you have interpolation, when the graphics are scaled. So you were asking about SX and SY, that's like the scaling. If you have like some sort of blurring interpolation, it's gonna look blurry when it scales up. But that's what this line here is doing. It's setting the default filter to nearest, also known as linear, also known as no scaling interpolation. It just takes the pixels and makes them bigger. Meanwhile, if you have like a cubic interpolation, it blends them, which looks really good for high fidelity graphics or like a photo of someone. But for pixel art, you don't want that. Moonshire 2006 flash game moment. I mean, literally, yeah, like I could. And we're not that far off. It runs in your browser, so. Will I consider to update the open source version? I don't think I'm going to be making more additions to the open source version. I think that the open source version is going to stay as it is, because it is a perfect snapshot of all of these fundamental concepts. Having a character that walks around, like the pause menu, having items that you can re-equip and change, and then the combat. Like, all this combat stuff feels good. Aw, yeah. I'm burning them. Whoops. I tried LMS, but I struggle a little bit because it's somewhat confusing. They're all like that. They are all like that. I understand it's confusing. It is hard. It is hard to get used to it. Switching to a different DAW will not help. They are all confusing. They are all like that. They all have their like learning curve to get used to it, where you have like the timeline versus the, I don't know, what do you call them? The beats versus the different sections of music notes that you have. It is not easy to grasp. I get it. But they're all like that. Even if you got FL Studio, it's like that as well. It's tough. So the only way to get over it is just to power through and keep making songs with it. And like they're not going to sound good. It's the same with my pixel art advice. How I was saying, if you want to get good at pixel art, just draw an image like this every single day. And then by the end of the year, you'll have 365 images and they'll look way better than before. I feel the exact same way with music. You should make a goal to every week put together a beat, a small song. Like, it doesn't have to be big, just something that you can finish in a week. And then do that every single week for a year. I promise that the 50-second song that you make at the end of the year is going to sound night and day, a million times better than the first one. Because the first one, you don't really know how to use the software. You don't know how to work with LMMS. You don't know all the tricks. You don't know how to interact with anything. It's hard. I get it. But making those first 5 songs, that's how you figure it out. And then after your 5th song, you'll be comfortable enough with it where it's not gonna be that bad. Thanks for the advice. I just relate to it so hard because I remember starting out with music and being like, man, I'm used to FamiTracker. I used FamiTracker to start, and that made more sense to me because you're like programming in the notes, and then switching to LMMS, which is more of a full DAW or FL Studio. There's more moving parts, and you have to get used to the quirks of interacting with software in that way. It's not easy. I make beats, and FL was so intimidating at first, but now it's very nice once I understand almost everything. I feel the same way where when I open up FL Studio, I'll go ahead and open up FL Studio. I feel so comfortable with it now, I don't really have to think about it. And that only comes from making a lot of music with it. Give me a second. It's a very big program, and it's not responding to my my keybinds. Yeah, I have keybinds to like, oh, there it goes, finally. So this is FL Studio. We need to show the, I think that when I closed a bunch of stuff because I've moved things around. Where's the timeline at? View. Oh, come on. I moved it around and it screwed everything up. Sorry for the delay. The problem is that the timeline's already open, but my my monitor is so wide that it's not picking it up. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry about this. Yeah, I had to move all this stuff over, move it around. That's annoying. Okay, I don't really have much that I want to demonstrate, but I am just demonstrating that the way that this is set up is very similar to how all of them are set up, where you have the mixer where you can set up all the different levels. You have the channel rack where you have the different instruments. Like here we have the kick drum. If I put in some kicks like this, and then we play it, this is what you did. This is what you guys should do. Oh, that's not it. I wanted this one. And that's literally how you do it. you just put notes onto the timeline and then it sounds good. So then once you have the pattern figured out on the channel rack, that's when you can go over here to the timeline. You can start putting it in because you can see I have pattern 1 selected. That's this thing up here. I can put it into the timeline and I'll zoom in and see that I can just like paste in these patterns. And then when I go to play the actual full song, it's going to play through each pattern one by one. Here, I'll pause the Animal Crossing music. That kind of doesn't fit the vibe. So that's the whole pattern idea, and then you can make new patterns. This is where the magic comes from. Is that like I was putting all these notes into the channel rack up here, and all of these notes were going into pattern 1. Did I make Moonshire's main menu theme in FL Studio? Yes, I did. I'm going to add a new pattern. This is just going to be I'll call it fill. So this first pattern was, I'll rename this to main beat, and then this one's called fill. So I'm going to do something different for the fill. So we'll have the main beat go twice, and then we'll have the fill come in after that. See that it's main beat, and then the fill. So let's put in some notes for the fill. I might even copy all of these. In fact, I'm going to get rid of this this fill. I'm going to clone this. Clone main beat number 2. Yeah, exactly. That's perfect. So I have main beat number 2. So it's going to be main beat, and then main beat, and then main beat 2. So this main beat 2, it still sounds the same as before. I think I'm going to do ba 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 ba. So I'm going to do ba 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 ba. Let me make sure that I got this timing right. Whenever I do music, I tend to sing it out loud and then put down what I sing. Oh, I see. That's it. This is what I want. This is gonna go ba 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 ba. So that's my fill. And I'm gonna do main beat, main beat, main beat, and then main beat 2. This is the fill. Let's fill in the rest of these hi-hats. Let's make it go crazy at the end though. And then claps. Like that. Too many claps. That sounds pretty good. Okay, so now we have the main beat, which is this one. And then we have the turnaround, the fill. And then when we're going to do 3 of the main beats into the turnaround fill. And then we'll play the whole song. Oops, I think I accidentally moved. I moved that by mistake. Oh no. Sorry, I accidentally clicked on the wrong buttons. It's fire. It's pretty simple, but like literally this is how I make music. It's like I just get a starting beat going. Nice. I like genuinely that is how I start off going things going all my stuff. How about I open up I can either open up a full track. Let's open up a full track. That'll probably be better to go off of. So let's open up Challenge Chat. This is a really good one. I made this one not that long ago. We're gonna get rid of that. That beat is gone. Main menu. I can open up the main menu after this. Do I know about Fami Tracker? Fami Studio? No, I don't know about Fami Studio. I've never heard of that. When I was a kid, I used Fami Tracker a lot. And actually, in the Moonshire game, a lot of the sound effects are generated with Fami Tracker. Because a lot of them are just like noise, like the noise gate, and I just like fade it out or do little psst or impact sounds. This is taking a long time to open up. Awesome. So, like, what we're seeing here, quite literally, is not that much different. The big difference, though, is that when you have, like, riffs here. Or let's listen to the song. I'll play the song, and then I'll talk about how it was made. Awesome. Yeah, I'm super proud of this. I spent a few days on this, and I love how it turned out. If you already answered if there's any rights, royalty restriction on music made in FL, no, because you have to pay for FL Studio. But no, I think pretty much all software, if you create the music. Oh, okay. One consideration is if you're using like someone else's instruments or someone else's samples. That's where it gets iffy. But you can use FL Studio to make whatever you want, as far as I know. If there's some sort of royalty restriction, I don't know about that. Hi, how's it going? Welcome in, Sam Kid. I'm just showing off some of the music stuff that I was working on. So earlier I was showing how you can like put in the like individual beats of the notes up here in the channel rack. But when you get into more complicated instrumentation, you can open up what's called a piano roll, which it's off screen. Here it is. So the piano roll literally is a piano, and this is where you can put notes onto the timeline. And this particular instrument that's hooked up to this piano roll is arpeggiated. So it's going to play lots of notes when I press a note. So that's the big secret sauce behind this song, is that this one note right here on the timeline is actually playing several notes. It's actually playing a full little sequence. Sorry. That's what this sounds like. And then when you have 3 of these notes playing at once, it has like a full sound to it. That's what it does. Like the cloud area theme. I love that one too. That one uses arpeggiators as well to make the cool like, because like really, if you hear any synthy weird wobbliness or a bunch of movement, like this song has a lot of movement to it. But in the timeline, it's only 3 notes that makes that whole section. And then you can repeat that in different ways. And I can probably show the arpeggiator as well, because that's just through Omnisphere. Omnisphere is a plugin, or it's like a music library that I use. It's really, really good, really high end, but it's also really expensive, so I don't really recommend it because it's so expensive. I don't think that people really need to be using it. But what I like about it is it has this ARP section, so you can define what the instrument sounds like through all of these like settings here, and then you can assign the arpeggiator, which this is where it actually like adds the extra notes to it, and you can see it when I play the song. But I can like get rid of these. How do I get rid of these? And it'll sound different. That actually sounds cool. I didn't even mean for it to sound cool. I wanted it to sound bad. That actually sounds awesome. I have no idea how LMMS handles that. The exact same way. The exact same way. Because you see this interface that I'm showing here? This is not FL Studio. This window, this is the Omnisphere window. This is the plugin. And this will look 100% identical in LMMS. This is a plugin that does not fit into FL Studio. It's just FL Studio is pointing to the plugin, and that's how we're using it. Same with this one. This one is my drum beat plugin. If I wanted to use LMMS, it would look exactly like this. That's why I always say just use LMMS, because if I was using LMMS for this project, quite literally it wouldn't be any different. The only difference is that I use Soundgoodizer, and there's some like built-in plugins that make the mixing a little bit easier, but in terms of like constructing the song, it's no different. It really is the same. I like how music is built into that. Yeah, me too. Adele, hi, welcome in. Just showing off some of the music stuff in the game, but I was showing the arpeggiator and how you can like really mess it up, and it still kind of sounded pretty cool. I can probably make this even crazier, like. That sounds kind of cool. Omnisphere is expensive but worth it. In my opinion, like it was worth every penny for me, but it is expensive. Like hundreds of dollars for Omnisphere, but I love it. I use it every song. Did I pay for this program? Yes, I paid for FL Studio. I paid for Omnisphere. I paid for XO, the beat generator. What's nice about this plugin, like this is like an ad basically, but what's nice about this plugin is that when you're choosing your instruments, like for the beats, you have this like browser here, this big space where all the bass drums are over here, all the snares are over here, all the hi-hats are over here, cymbals, claps, little samples. These are little blips. But this is how I kind of experiment with finding what instruments to use for the beats. I think that I can play this. We want to sync this. And this beat editor is so similar to the beat editor that's up here. Like, you can see the similarities. It's just a bunch of dots, and you brighten up the dots to make a sound play. It's just that this XO one that I paid for is insanely fleshed out, where it has all these crazy tools built into it. So, like, you can hear the different instruments that go into the beat. And if I wanted to change this one beat, like this one part of the beat, I can switch the instrument. Or I can literally... How do you do this? You're supposed to be able to change the instrument. Here it is. So let's go down to one of those accents at the bottom.
Oh.
Oh, that's perfect.
Oh.
That ain't it. I love this one. Yeah. But I think you get the idea. That's how all the beats are made. Would I recommend your Udemy course to learn Love in 2026? Yes. Yeah, I would. I think that it's still good. That's not a lot better. Yeah. The O surprising. Yeah, it's pretty weird. It'd be good for a space shooter. Yeah, totally would. Yeah, it's a good sample. Yeah, pretty sick. I'm having fun going through these projects. Let's open up another one. Mar Beats, Chalichat. I don't know how I'd find this. I'll try and find it. Cosmo, hi, welcome in. Just working on some music. Because I have, let's see, where would this be? I have my music folder, so I can go to Moonshire. No, I don't want to show that one yet. That one's still a work in progress. Oh, here they are. These are all the ones from the Steam demo. What's the one I can go to? Oh, is the cloud one here? Oh, I hope the cloud one's here. I think the cloud song is on my Mac. I don't think it's here. Oh, I'm so sad about that. Yeah, we'll open up the title theme. That's the one Bayard was asking about earlier. Let this load for a second. Man, it really is slow. And actually, I can see it up in the corner. It's trying to load Omnisphere, so it probably just needs to take a while to load that. The mini scene sounds pretty nostalgic and chill. Thank you. I appreciate that. There's parts of it that I like a lot. There's parts of it that I want to salvage. Uh-oh. Oh, no. That's not good. That's not good. I think that this project is busted. Yeah, look, the instrument that makes the main noise is missing. That's not good. Contact. What's contact? I don't even remember what that is. I made this song so long ago. Something's missing. Yeah, something's missing. I'm not sure what it is. What all patterns do we got? So we have this one. That's not really anything. We have the strings. Is this the right one? Oh, maybe this is the original one. Can you guys hear that? There's someone like hammering in the next room. I'm sorry about that. This is the wrong one. This is the version that was Or does a Steam demo? Sorry, does the Steam demo have music? If I go to not this to Moonshire and play it. Yeah, I think that this song that's playing now is a different version than what I'm showing in FL Studio. This is the version that was on the original Legend of Lua where where it actually said Legend of Lua. Because you might remember, there was a time when Legend of Lua had like a big Legend of Lua home screen and said Legend of Lua here. I might even be able to pull that up because I have all those old builds. And it's relevant to the title of the stream. It's a win-win. So let's go to my... Whoops. Oh my gosh, Windows. Sorry if you can hear the hammering. Someone downstairs is hammering. Let's see. Let's go to Legend of Lua, and then maybe it's in 0.1. It is. I can't change the... There we go. Is this song in the demo? No, this isn't in the demo. I forgot about this, dude. I haven't heard this music for a long time. Whoa. Whoa. Something's really messed up with the mouse. It said I shouldn't ask about something. Does it say I shouldn't ask about the release date? No, it's asking age. There's the only rule in the stream is you're not allowed to discuss your age. This song's nice. I think I have this one. Can I go back to the main menu? Wow, look at this. Whoa. I can't go back to the main menu. You could hear it for a second. The problem is that it appears on the wrong monitor. Oh, here it is. Yeah, this is the old version of the game. And this is the version of this main menu theme that I had open in FL Studio. It's so funny, I haven't heard this version for so long. It's just 4 chords, and that's it. It's really pixely, it looks really big. Anyway. Oh man, that hammering is so annoying. I hope, let me know if you can hear the hammering, because it's loud, it's annoying. Old soundtrack sounds pretty cool. I think it does, better than I was expecting it to. So let's go back to FL Studio, and let's open up one of those. Because this one, yeah, this is the main menu theme there, and it's not working. Maybe this version, maybe all these songs are like the old versions. I don't know. I'm going to have to look around a little for that. You have my respect. Thank you. Appreciate that. Not a problem for me, at least. I agree. Let's go to... Forest. That's the one that we were just listening to. And I don't think this uses Contact. I use Contact for... I think I used it for the piano in that opening theme originally. Now that I'm thinking about it. I'm used to having neighbors that would hammer a lot, so no problem. Okay, good. I wish that this would load faster. Yeah, I'm sure you noticed it takes like a whole minute for the file to load up. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. Oh no, it does use Contact. No. Make sound effects on FL? At the moment, no, I haven't. Okay. How is this gonna sound? Oh, I think this is gonna be fine. Yeah, the whole song's here. Yeah, it sounds good. Whatever pattern 1 is. Do I still use Fame Attacker for sound effects? No, not really. These days I don't really use it for that anymore. It's a lot easier for me to take a pre-existing sound effect that actually sounds good and then like edit it to fit the style that I'm going for. But I still am going to use some of the Fame Tracker generated sounds because some of them do sound perfect. Especially like the ooh, when you like hit a wall and it goes oh. I think that sounds good. Anyway, this song is very there's not much going on here. It sounds dope. It does sound good. I do like how it sounds. But one of my biggest flaws with making music, especially like when I was making this music, is that I was not good at creating melodies. And I'm still pretty not great at making melodies. I think that this beat sounds good. It sounds like you're in a forest. It sounds nice. But it kind of is just this the whole time. There's not really anything else going on, so that sort of thing would it would be nice if there was like a little melody that goes over top of it. Because right now there's not much going on, if you know what I mean. You want something that is memorable and serves as an undertone for our soundtracks, kind of like good movies and TV scores. Yeah, totally. It is like you want it to be catchy and interesting and it fits the mood. But also, it can't be distracting, because if you have distracting music, then like it kind of ruins the whole thing. To make melodies, and they're like, how to explain? I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm still in that same phase where I think all of these songs have a lot of trouble with the melodies. And I have a really good example, actually. I have another song that has an unfinished melody. It's the town theme, because I think the town theme does sound good, but it's like so underbaked. And hopefully this is the modern town theme, not the older one, because there was an older one that's super bad. This might be that older version. I hope it's not. If it's not in here, where would it be? Do you study music theory at all? No, I don't really study music theory, but I played a lot of music growing up, and I was in like band, and I played in theater shows and stuff. So I have a lot of experience with performance, and that itself can be really helpful. Yeah, this is the old one. I don't even want to listen to this. It's not finished. It's too bad. I can't listen to that. It sucks. Let's see if I can find the actual Cloud Basic. Cloud Basic? Beats? You're like seeing me go through all my old projects. I swear I have more sound files than what's here. Oh, here it is. Yeah, here they are. I was looking at the wrong folder completely. Oh, look at all these. There's so many. This is a good example of the Cloud Dungeon because it doesn't have a melody. This is a perfect example. I'm like, I knew I had all these. Project data folder doesn't exist. Okay, let's see where it is. Oh, darn. Project data's folder. Okay, I think that I can't open this right now. I'll try again, but I don't think I'm going to be able to open this right now. I think I need to actually transfer a bunch of stuff over from the Mac in order for this song to run. But we'll try. Does the Cloud Dungeon soundtrack have an old version? No, it doesn't. It was just the one. Is Moonshire still going to have dungeons? Yes, it is. Please load, please load, please load. Come on, come on, come on, please load. I'll be so happy if this loads. Otherwise, I'm going to have to, like, I don't know what I'm going to have to do. Because the Cloud Dungeon music, I made it on my Mac. I made it on a different computer completely. And I'm kind of worried that some of the data is, like, baked into being on a Mac where I can't just, like, move the files over to my Windows machine and hope it runs here. It is taking forever to load. What is it even doing? Oh, yes, yes, yes. Look how big this project is. Wow. Um, where's the... It's so big I can't even see, like, where the timeline is. Give me a second. Oh, I think the timeline's just, like, not even here. View. Where is the... Oh, come on, come on, come on. If anyone knows... I'm really frustrated because... Where... I'm so sorry that I am not doing anything yet. Here, I'll just start playing the song and then I'll work on what I was doing. Oh yeah, I turned off the electricity on this one. Jam. Oh, that's so nice of you guys. Thank you. Sorry, I'm just letting it run for a second because I'm looking up how I can get the dumb timeline to appear. There's some option somewhere, I can't remember where it's at. There it is. It's called playlist. I don't like that. Okay, I like having this up to show it because you can see like the different instruments that get played at individual times. And like you'll hear the Tesla part come in and the bass. Yeah, that song's awesome. I really like that one. What is there to really look at here? Oh, what I was going to mention with this song is that I love the song. I think the beat is awesome. But the problem is the song doesn't really have any melody. It's just a really good beat, and I never really committed to putting any sort of melody into it because most of it is just the drum and bass thing. Like this, and then like over here when the Vox come in, I tried to make a melody out of this, but I failed miserably. Like I tried to turn that like high pitched part, whatever that is. Looking into the function of modes in music could help a lot with the melody stuff, definitely. And like when I was in college and high school, and I was in band, and I would play saxophone or guitar or bass, and I was reading sheet music. I felt like I picked up on a lot of that stuff, and I feel like I got a good handle on what sounds good and what notes generally will sound good together. But you're right that when you know the scales and know the theory behind it, it does help a lot with like choosing the right notes. But even still, it's less of a music theory thing. I mentioned earlier how when I make these songs, I like to. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Oh, I'm so sorry. I read chat and I lost what I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh God, I'm so sorry. I feel so embarrassed. I just can't remember what I was gonna say. How long will I stream from now? I'm gonna stream for another half an hour about. Oh, I remember. I'm so sorry. I was going to say earlier in the stream I mentioned that I like to sing whatever I'm working on. So when I am playing or when I'm making these songs and I'm thinking about, okay, what do I want to do? What do I want to do next? I'll normally like listen to the beat and then I'll sing it out loud what I think it should sound like. And then I'll start putting in the pieces to get there. And I kind of did this earlier in the stream when I first opened up FL Studio. I was like singing out what I thought the drum beat should sound like. I was like ba 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 da da da, and I do that a lot. I just like sing it out loud, and then I try to put it into the software. And the problem is with melodies is I have trouble singing a melody. Like I can't even conceptualize it. Whenever I sing a melody in my head, it just doesn't sound as good as like when there's no melody there. I'm really picky about it, and whenever long story short is like whenever I try to do it, it just doesn't pan out. Yeah, that wasn't as interesting as I was expecting it to be. I'm sorry about that. I need to work on my my train of thought issue where like I'll be in the middle of a sentence and then I'll forget what I was saying and then just the whole thing gets lost. Sorry about that. Let's open up another song because I have a whole bunch of these. These are all the songs I made on my Mac. Let's do the Cloud Boss. This song is awesome. This is one of my favorite. You definitely know what you're doing, judging from the rhythm, and even knowing you're missing a melody shows you have good ear. Thank you. Yeah, I think so as well. Because you can normally tell when something is missing, or like it would be better if something was there. And then it's just a matter of finding something to add that doesn't take away from it. I think it's one of those things where it's like less is more. Where if you put too much stuff going on, it can kind of take away from the whole experience. And so I tend to go really minimalist with my beats and the way things are set up. But then taking that extra step of adding a melody on top of it, sometimes it's just like it feels like it's going too far where it's almost ruining it. Where that's just a matter of me not being good at melodies yet. I need to work more on that and make more of them. Do I have a MIDI keyboard? Yes, I do. Here it is. It's a Kai MPK Mini. But I love it. And also, by the way, you do not need one. It is not necessary to have a MIDI keyboard. I have one because it makes it easier to put... Uh-oh. Project may have been moved. That's not good. Let's see what it's able to load up. I think it should still work. I bought one and I rarely use it anymore. I do use mine when I'm making music because when I'm making my songs, I tend to be browsing all of the different like presets and I just play little things on the keyboard to hear how it sounds. But then when I'm actually putting the notes into the timeline, into like the piano roll, that's when I don't use the keyboard. I just use my mouse to paste in where I want all the notes to go, and that's really all that I need. The piano is more of a convenience thing. That really is all it is. Come on, load please. I think it's still loading. You guys can't see my mouse. I have the mouse hidden. I learned to use the PC keyboard to play it. Oh yeah, nice. I remember doing that when I was using FamiTracker. I used the PC keyboard because you could map it that way too. Yes! Yes! It opened. It said it couldn't open up everything though, so there's probably parts of it that are not here. Look at this. So like the deep bass thump plays. and like all these different patterns on the left. You can see all the different types of sections, like the claps. Okay, let's listen to it. This is the song that plays when you're fighting the lightning boss, like the green one. I reset it. You can do it now. That's actually awesome. That's like actually really good. I don't think I need to change a thing about that one. That's like one of my best songs. I like that a lot. There's probably some things I could do with the mixing, like these claps I think sound kind of lame. They sound terrible. They sound like those 90s snare drums, like Bwah! Let's see if I can change that. What is that running off of? Claps. Oh yeah, I need to get this out of the way. Claps. What instrument is this? It is Omnisphere. Okay, I am gonna use my keyboard, but like this is what I use it for. Is like, so like I'll browse these patches. Here we go. And we'll go to like retro vibes and guitars and guitar and overdriven. So that's how I test all these like instruments. If you click the little square next to presets on top of the window, it lets you use the keyboard freely. Oh! Whoa, I didn't know that. Yeah, that would probably be better than using the MIDI keyboard. I do like being able to like play little things. But that's the strategy I do is like I have there's so many of these to browse through with Fami Tracker, so I just spend a lot of time browsing through all those to find the ones I like. And it seems that I did the clap sound through this as well. Or that's not even a clap, this is a snare hit. What? I'm confused. Sorry. Yeah, I changed the instrument. Why is it still playing the clap sound though? Is there a oh, here it is. Oh, it's right here. I was looking at the wrong thing. This isn't even on. There's this that clap hall. In fact, what did it sound like before? We'll never know. But this is the clap down here. Is this one? So this is literally just a sample, a sound file. What could I do instead? I guess I could load XO and then we could browse for a better sound. I'll do that. That probably will be interesting. So I showed earlier in the stream how long have I been making music on a computer? Fami Tracker would have been the first. I would have been in high school. I made Fami Tracker songs. I bet I still have some of them too. So I'm just looking for a better snare hit or maybe a clap hit. It'd be cool if I had like some sort of electronic theme to it. I'm fighting the king boss before entering the cloud dungeon. There's regular boss music, and then there is like special boss music. So the cloud boss, the one like at the end of the dungeon, is like a special one. So I have a special song for it. It's probably gonna be one of these. Oh, these sound like synthy. Whoa. I like that one, but that's probably too much. Because it's more of a clap. I think I should find a clap. But one with a little bit more spice. That's not bad. It just sounds like something's crumbling away. It's so goofy. This one's good. What does the old one sound like? Nah. We can do better. See, I in my head, I'm thinking more like these. Because these sound like drum machine artificial claps. And that fits the vibe of the electric boss, I think. Dude, I could spend all day just looking at these. Like, that has some grit to it that sounds kind of cool. Maybe. I don't like the high pitchness of that. Not crunchy enough. I agree. We need some crunch. Like, these have more crunch to them. And like that's what I love about this program is that it's like organized based on factors like that. Like, we're talking about crunch, but I don't even know what that means. But that's how they're organized. Something like this sounds like EDM clap. I think this one's my favorite one so far. We're gonna try that, and I think that I can just I can click drag. Like this, like that, and I can do this, and then I can turn this one off. I don't think it's that much better, though. They're different. I do need to apply Sound Goodizer to this, so let's do that real quick. Let's get this new track. Oh, God, there's so much crud. So much crud on screen. So 12, we need to apply Sound Goodizer to this. That's what I use for, like, just making it sound nice. It has really good reverb and settings for it. Where is it? Here it is. So I put this effect Sound Goodizer on track 12 or insert 12, and now I'm going to show what this actually does. So this is what the sound effect sounds like now. Oh wait, no, that's the real one. We want to try out this one, and we're going to see if we can make it sound better. So by default, it sounds like this. And Sound Goodizer like adds more oomph to it. I think I like B. It does. The problem with this sample though is that it cuts off. Do I need to extend it? Is that possible? Oh no, I don't extend it. It's down here actually. Apply an effect. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm trying things around. Pretty messy screen. Like this is a messy screen. There's a lot of stuff going on. Normally I have this extended out to be across my whole monitor setup, but now I have it squished in to be less than one monitor. Like you see, it's not even a full monitor because my camera is covering up part of the screen. It's kind of brutal. It's been I haven't added something like, oh, I want to add like decay or delay is probably fine. Let's try adding decay. Fruity delay 3. So let's see how that sounds. That sucks. That's so bad. I don't like that at all. It's not what I wanted. I wanted something to make it like echo. How do you remove this? Delete. Yes. Okay. Let's try. I just want something to fade it out. It's been a while since I've done that. Delay changes the sound in ways that is unknown. That sounds like it. Free delay 2 is simpler. I can try it. This is a lot simpler. That's what I wanted. That is what I wanted. So let's see if I can change the offset, make it less time, and the cut's going to be much, much lower. That is what I wanted, but it's definitely too much. Oh, that's sick. It like goes up in volume when I do this. That's not even what I wanted to do, but that sounds kind of cool. How does that sound in the song? Boom. That happens over here with claps. Oh, yeah, that actually ruins it. Here, because this is what it looks like. What the heck? Claps, claps. Where's the piano roll? Oh my gosh, I can't see. I cannot. This is so annoying. There we go. Let's make sure that... Oh my gosh, this is so hard to interact with this small monitor. Where are those notes? Here they are. What even actually is going on here? Yeah, that's not going to work. It needs a strong start. It needs a strong start. It wouldn't work otherwise. Yeah, that's not going to work out. Let's try going back to delay. Let's keep working on this. What happens when you go up? Oh, yeah, that's actually what I probably want, and then we'll make it offset down. What's time up, actually? No, we don't want that. No. I think I actually got the OFS. I don't think I set that with offset. I don't think that's what I want. And then what does invert do? This isn't working out how I was hoping it would. I was hoping that this would be more of like an echo, and this is kind of a little bit too intense, which is why I bet there's an effect that fits what I'm looking for a little bit better. Like, probably reverb is going to be enough. I'm going to get rid of free delay, and we're going to try reverb. Free reverb, too. Whoa, look at that. There it is. It's just reverb. Really, reverb is the only thing that I needed. I didn't need to make it more complex with delay and decay or anything like that. This sounds really nice. So when I have the reverb turned off, it sounds like this. And when I turn the reverb on, it sounds like this. That's it. That's what I was hoping for. It seems obvious now that it was just a reverb issue. It sounds fire. Thank you. Yeah, I think it sounds good too. In general, I think that is a big part of music production, is you're just like experimenting with different ideas or concepts or something that could possibly make it sound better. Well, like I said, I sing a lot, so I sing a part, I sing an idea, and then I get it in there and see how it sounds. Much more punchy. Yes, sounds good. So let's sound it in the context of the song. I could adjust the reverb more. Like, do I want to do that? Like, it has a space. I could make it a bigger space or smaller space. I don't think I'm going to. I think it sounds good the way it is. Enjoyed watching you compose music. Thank you. Yeah, I think it's fun. It's a lot of fun. Let's go back to the timeline, not this. Someone said F5 opens that. Thank you. That is exactly what I was hoping for. I'm going to remember that. Let's go over to and start here. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. Maybe at the end I might tone it down. But I do think that sounds a lot better than the old hit. I'll play that right now too. So instead of that, before it was playing this one. It still sounds good. They're both fine. In fact, like, maybe even this one I could try to salvage. We could... How does this sound? Let's try adding reverb to this one. Why not? So this is track 7, or insert 7. So we go down here, and I'll do free reverb onto 7. It's probably too much. That doesn't really sound very good. It would take some tinkering to try and make that sound good. Is Tethergeist? I saw Tethergeist. I haven't played it yet, but I like the dev. I like the YouTube channel. How do you go about locking in BPN? I know certain tempos are better for certain games, but I struggle regardless. I just eyeball it, or I guess you don't eyeball it. You just listen for it. You can change the tempo however you want up here, or the speed of the track. You know, the beats per second, and that's a fun thing to play around with too. If I like this is how the song sounds at normal speed. But I can bump this up to 190. Let's see how that sounds. Probably a bit too much there. And then conversely, we can turn it really slow. That's like a second boss fade. It is. If I heard that, I would start panicking. Let's make it really slow this time. This is 64 beats per second. That bass. Hey, with a low HP, yeah, totally. That's awesome. That sounds pretty cool. Yeah, it sounds best at 136 though. And Shallow DJ, I could get used to that. This was an awesome session. So much fun working on music. I wouldn't say we were working on music, but we were just like playing around with music. A lot of fun. I love showing that off. It's been 2 hours. I am ready to call it quits. I'm tired. And I'm ready to go get my McDonald's Moonshire Monday. But thank you so much for being here. It was a really, really good stream. Thank you for all the people on Twitch and on YouTube, all the people that were chatting, like Baron and Naughty and Mr. Anonymous and Solis and Not So Hollow Knight and Adele and Bart and Tijalipa, Future 34, Amir, and Wolf, of course, Adele. I already said all these people. Bart C. Wish I got to see it from the beginning. Yeah, I mean, the whole thing's on the VOD, so hopefully if there's a specific part that you want to rewatch or hear how it sounded, I'm all for that. That sounds great. But thank you again for being here. I really appreciate all the support, all the returning members, all the people that are always here just cheering me on. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. But I will be back next week for another Moonshire Monday. And I think that this multi-stream setup on Twitch and YouTube worked out pretty nicely. Thank you again to everyone for being here. And I'll be back next week. Bye, everyone.